All right. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone. And if you're here for the Referral Mastermind call, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about the system level two. So we're going on to level two here. We're going to talk about mass marketing to your PCSOI. So let's get started. Let's get the slides rolling and give us a second here. And bingo, you should be seeing some slides. And there they go. All right. So let's get rolling. Again, we're here for the Referral Mastermind call. Today's work is the system. We're going into level two. This is mass marketing out to your PCSOI. And the big question of the day is, what is level 2B category mass marketing? And we add plus it up with cash. And we're going to talk about this plan and how we'll bring more referrals. Boy, that was quite a mouthful, but there's a lot going on in there. And I hope you're excited as I am to get more referrals. Remember, the purpose of this mastermind is to double your referrals. All right, on our last call, we talked about what level 1 is. Today is level 2. Last time was level 1. These were the C category leads. And it's our base or automated marketing plan. That's what we reviewed then. We talked about how to bring in referrals and why you can set it and forget it. It goes automatically. We went through some sample marketing reports and listing alerts so you could see what those look like. And we talked about the 3 free ways that you could set up reports and alerts. So you're going to want to check that out. If you missed it, be sure to go back and review the replay of that Referral Mastermind call. All right, so hi, I'm Mike Cerrone. Welcome to the Referral Mastermind call. The format of the Mastermind call is simple. At the beginning, I'm going to share a new referral idea and maybe a concept. We're going to talk about that for a few minutes. Then we're going to open up for Q&A, comments, and brainstorming. So as I'm talking, feel free to type in your questions into the chat or into the comment box there. And those questions can be on the topic that we're talking about today or anything related to referrals repeated referrals from your past clients and sphere of influence. And that is the purpose of this mastermind. All right, before we get started, we're going to take a quick 20 seconds for an announcement. This call is being sponsored by the Referral Masters Group inside of eXp Realty. However, we're not going to talk about Referral Masters or eXp Realty on this call. If you have questions about Referral Masters or eXp Realty after this call, go back to the agent who invited you and tell them you want to learn more. All right, now on to the show. So I like to start off this with the Inspirational Minute. And as the fans know of the show, that's what we like to do. We're answering a question: do referral-based real estate practices really work? And for today, we got an inspirational agent named Caleb Spears. He's a 23-year-old real estate agent. He tripled his production in 12 months by focusing on one number. He just started tracking metrics. And the one number he focuses on is conversations per day. Conversations per day. Talking to someone back and forth, conversation each day. How many of those does he do each day? He started tracking that. And by doing so, he recognized that as he did more, he got more as far as closings. So Caleb went from 11 million in volume to 34 million. That's a triple. In fact, it's almost a triple and a half. And he earned $925,000 in GCI with this single change in focus. All right, talking to his friends and family and past clients each day and tracking that. When you start tracking it, you focus on it, you make it happen more often. When he shifted from transactional business, transactional one time and done, to relational, hey, this is a long-term relationship business, everything started to improve. So do referral-based practices really work? I think they do. Just ask Caleb. And if you want to hear Caleb's full story, listen to Success Call podcast episode number 220 at mastermindagent.com. So go over to mastermindagent.com, look at Success Calls, pick up number 220 to hear Caleb's great story. All right, let's get back to the hot topic. Again, today we're going to be talking about level 2 and B category leads. I'll call this mass marketing. Also call it plussing it up with a little bit of cash. and that's the plan. How will you bring in more referrals if you do this? Can you do that? So let's check this out. Last time we talked about the 3 levels of engagement. All right, and today we're going to get into level 2. That's this orange level. We're going to zoom in there and focus on that. And again, if you missed it, last time we talked about level 1, that base level or the red level. Now we're going into level 2, the orange level. All right, level 2 is mass marketing. It's mass marketing. And what I mean by that is it's one-to-many, one-to-many. It's a megaphone communication style where you're blasting out or talking to a lot of people at one time. And you're getting some leverage by doing that. So this is leveraging your time. The system that you should have set up, your CRM or whatever system you're using, should create action prompts to remind you to take these actions. And it's going to require a small cash investment, right? Level 1 was no cash investment. Level 2 does require a small cash investment. You're going to see what I mean by that in a minute. But by the way, we're talking about very small. Very small. It's much less than, say, geographic farming. It's less than buying internet leads. This source of business is so awesome, but sometimes if you put a little bit of cash in, you're going to get a really huge ROI or return on investment. We're going to talk about what we think you should do. If you do this level correctly, you're moving up not in the quality of your work, quality of the lead, and therefore we believe you can get up to 10% of your list repeating and referral when you start to work up to this level. It's pretty exciting stuff, and that's why you should pay attention and take lots of notes. All right, so level 2 mass marketing, let's start to work through it. What do we mean by B category leads? B category leads are people who have not hired or referred you yet, but you believe that they will in the future. You have such a good relationship with them, you believe that if they give enough time, enough prompting, they will either hire you or send you a referral. And this is a gut feeling based on your knowledge of the relationship, okay? So these people are in the B category. Remember, C category, folks, where they're neutral. You have no idea whether they're going to refer or whether they're going to hire you. B category, you feel like they will if you just give them a little bit of prompting, all right? So that's who we're talking about. This will be your mass marketing, again, one-to-many plan, one-to-many. When you're speaking out, it happens for people in your database on level 2, category B and above. So it's B's and A's, and if you have a double A category, they're all going to receive this. But remember, it's not level C, okay? Let's go back up to that real quick here. Level C, this red here, the people in the red are just going to get the first level, but everybody above that also receives the marketing you send out to the folks in a level 1 in the red. And so as you move down, we're now into this orange level. They're going to get the stuff they have in level 1 plus level 2. All right. The way to think about this again is a broadcast or a megaphone reaching out to many people in this marketing effort. And this marketing again is in addition to that level 1. All right. What are the objectives of level 2? Level 2, ideally the marketing program objectives are one-to-many. I've said that many times. I want you to get that idea that you're reaching out to a whole group of people with one action. So it's a megaphone style, if that helps you remember it. It's a blast out, if that's a better word for you. It's amplifying your voice, all right? Now, this could be done through physical or digital delivery, and you may mix that up. You probably want to. Remember, it's always more powerful if you talk to people through multiple mediums. And it's not as abrasive. Like if you're always coming from the same medium, it can get a little annoying or seem overbearing. So you got physical, you got mail. We're talking about snail mail. You got email blast. Again, that's where you send out one-to-many. You create one email, it goes out to multiple people. Text blast. We're talking about text messages on the phone, one-to-many. And social media posts, where you're making one post that's going out to many people. All right. We're leveraging the agent's time here. So a little bit of action on your part creates a lot of movement on the other side by talking to a lot of folks. So the agent is going to take the time to design this message, or they're going to have a package that they're implementing, but they're not going to personally deliver it one-on-one. You're not walking out and sending one email at a time or one text at a time or somehow dropping into one person's social media at a time. It's a blast. You're going out to multiple folks. All right, the system action prompts that are going to happen to the agent. If you have a good system, it's going to be telling you to do this periodically, so you're getting consistent action. And it's predetermined. If you've done it right, you've created up an annual plan for this to go out, or at least a quarterly plan, so you know what's happening and you can track it and make sure it happens. You know, some accountability. And again, a small cash investment, but it's less than internet leads or geo farming. You're going to see some of the examples we're going to talk about in a minute about what that means. And again, if you do this right, our big objective is that you should be hitting 10% repeater referral on your list. So if you have a list of 100 people that you're working in this system, then you should receive 10 closed repeat and or referrals over the course of a year. So if you had 250 people in your list, then you should receive 25 closed repeat and referrals over the course of the year. Every year should repeat out a different group of people coming through, even though you're talking to the mass. All right. So hopefully that's getting you excited. It gets me excited about that, thinking about that, what the possibilities are. So now let's talk about the mediums that you're going to use. Well, there's some examples. Well, you're going to talk about mail. Snail mail, you can send things out, bulk mail, first class, but you're sending things out through mail. We'll show you some examples in a little bit. We got email blasts going out. We got posts on social media. Again, this could be through a personal page, business page, or group page. We'll show you an example of someone who did a group page. It was pretty cool. Text message blasts. Now, you got to be a little bit careful with text message blasts because there are a lot of rules out there about whether you have permission to send somebody a bunch of text. So make sure you're tracking not only the federal law, but your state law. Your state law may have something to say about that. So check that out. Also, you can do voicemail drop. That's another older idea, but basically there's a way to send things out where it doesn't actually ring somebody's phone number, that drops into their voicemail. And again, that's something that I think you need to check on your state laws to make sure that that's available to you. And if it is, that's a way that you can send this out. All right, what are some of the formats? Some examples would be postcards. That's a very popular one. The benefit of a postcard versus a letter is it's already open. People can look at it, see it, boom, and make a quick decision whether they're going to keep it or not. Either way, hopefully you had your face on there with your picture, so they saw your face over that second. Now that was a nice memory tag for them. And maybe an offer with a call to action. So an offer, a big offer stated that they understand what the message is. All right, well, there's some other mediums though. We've got newsletters, okay, popular. They can either be a physical or digital newsletter. We've got magazines and newspapers. So you could do a generic magazine. You purchase a generic one from someone and get that out there. It's already pre-done. You could have one that's pre-done, but you can do some semi-customization to it. And then you could get into personal magazines and newsletters. So it's a higher level thing. But I did it in the past to have my own magazine. Everything in there was for me, or your own newspaper, or you design the entire thing. That's the ultimate branding. If you get to that level, that's pretty cool. And you got social media posts, for instance, text, pictures, videos, memes, etc., to getting that message out. And with social media, there are free posts. And then if it's not reaching your whole audience, sometimes you have to boost it, which is paying for it to get out to all the folks in your group. All right, let's talk about some of the content that you're going to want to send out. You have different ideas here. One is general. So like seasonal ideas, spring, summer, fall, winter. We just went through one with a time change. You could let people know about the time change. That's partly seasonal. We've got the holidays like Valentine's Day and Christmas, St. Patty's Day. There's a lot of holidays. They're great reasons to reach out. Tips and advice. You could tell somebody at this time of year it's getting colder, they should check out their furnace. You could give them a reference to somebody who could do that, would be an example. Market reports, what's going on in the market generically, that would fall in here. And then the next category is performance evidence of success. This is talking about you in the activity of real estate and your success there. So you got just listed, just sold postcards. Been around forever, still work phenomenally well to connect you to real estate in the mind of the person you're talking to. And when you do the just sold, by the way, it could be not only your listing on the sell side, but also a buyer. If you help a buyer purchase a property, you can send out a just sold card, right? You just disclose down at the bottom that the property was listed by someone else and you brought the buyer. You were the co-op agent. All right, video home tours. Video home tours of new listings are a great way to show you in action out there in the real estate market, and people connect that in their head. Stats of you as the agent versus the market, especially when they're positive, right? The comparison stats showing how you're doing better than the average as an example. Events and giveaways, which are an advanced technique we're going to talk a lot more about in another session. But you get this idea that, first of all, you could broadcast out an invitation. Examples would be a client appreciation event. They've been around for a long, long time. You invite people in at the end of the year who did business with you, and you appreciate them by having a party. You do Pi Day events, which are happening right now. Very exciting thing. A lot of top agents do this. A lot of agents love this because it's a simple project to do, and everybody understands and can execute on it. You got a movie night, which is a little more complicated, but people do that, and that's real fun and exciting. Barbecue in the park, cookie party. There's so many different ideas. You're getting the idea. It's the invitation, though, that you're sending out through this mass marketing or this broadcast marketing. All right, then also after the event, you got the post-event wrap-up. That can go out through this mass marketing medium as well. All right, what are some sources of some ideas? How are you going to figure out what to do, right? So first of all, you've got your broker. You should check with them. They've been around a while. They may have contact with some resources. Ask if they have ideas, or they may already have some pre-made items that you could send out. That would be pretty awesome to just tap right into that. You've got other agents. So be sure to talk to your friends and see what they're doing, and track what your competitors are doing. They might have a great idea for something. Be aware of what's happening around you. One of your competitors might be sending something out. You go, wow, that is cool. I want to mimic that, model that, and use that idea in my business. Podcasts will give you a lot of great ideas. And of course, we love podcasts. We send out ours, which is Success Calls, where we talk to the top agents in the nation. Be sure to tune into that if you don't already, out there on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever there is podcasting, you can typically tap into ours, which is called Success Calls with Real Estate Agents, and Solo Agent World, where we talk to the top solo agents that are performing at a high level, selling 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year and more. Pretty cool stuff there. And we have Agent Unstuck Calls, where we go out and we talk to one agent one-on-one, and we try to work them through a challenge they're experiencing to see if they come up with solutions. And oftentimes you're going to get ideas for what to send out to your database. We also have summits and mastermind. Well, just generically, you can go to summits and masterminds to see what other people are doing. It's a great way to get ideas. And then we, of course, have our own, the Agent Success Summit, with top trainers in the nation. They come in each year and tell us what's happening out there in the market. We've received a lot of awesome ideas, and so have our folks that have attended. A Solo Agent Summit that we've done, where we go out and talk to the top solo agents to see what they're doing in their market. This Referral Mastermind. If you just look down through the comments section, people are sharing amazing, awesome information. Be sure to look through there. Take your time and read it. It's really cool. And thank you if you have contributed, because we really appreciate you sharing. All right, we got products and services that you can go out there and buy some of these ideas or information. And one example is ours that we have, RealG.tv. That's Real Estate Agent Lead Generation Television. In there, we currently have over 200 trainings, video trainings, with ideas and examples. The majority of them are on PCSOI, how to get in front of them, stay in front of them, and make things happen. So these are all some places you can get some ideas on what do I send out to my folks. All right, let's go through some examples. So here's an example. We got postcards, just listed, just sold. Give you a couple ones to look at here. You can do single property or multiple property. Like if you sold 10 properties in 1 month, you don't necessarily want to send out 10 cards, although that sure would be powerful. But a lot of people would prefer to just take in bulk 10 of them on one card. That's pretty cool, and it really looks awesome. And then you can send this out to your PCSOI. Again, it's evidence of success. These examples we're showing here are from Les Walden, Casey Marganow, and Nate Martinez. These folks are all selling multiple hundreds of homes a year and the mega tens to millions of dollars in volume a year. They're great examples to say, wow, that's what's working out there in the market already. And by the way, if you want to see these samples, they're inside of RealG.tv. We pulled a lot of information out there to show you some examples and get your your juice is flowing with ideas. We got more postcards here. We got tips and advice postcards. You can do either you're serious or humorous, like this one here from Lee Brown. I'll read just the top. It said, did you know that you can use vodka for a lot of things besides making drinks? And so like putting it in your shampoo, and it just goes down a quick list. They give the first three and they get the rest. You go to her website and check it out. So it gets a little interactive activity there with the call to action. Pretty cool idea. She mails this out to her PCSOI. Lee Brown, of course, did this, and this came out of realg.tv, their library. All right, we got newsletters that you can send out. It's a great format to show your expertise and that you know your knowledge in the market. So you can do an SOI newsletter, you can mail it or email. The examples we have are of each. And then there are different kinds of content you can do, like a back to school, which is seasonal, movie day invite. So that was back to school is on the right, the movie day invite is up at the top. The market watch is down at the bottom, showing trends. These are coming from Nate Martinez, Sean Cunningham, and Gary Reyes. Thank you so much to them. And again, this comes out of realg.tv, their library. More ideas for you. We've got market reports that you can send out. There can be physical or digital. These here examples are in digital format. It could be posted on social media. And these examples come from Lee Brown. They were shared inside of realg.tv library. Really nice looking pieces to give you an idea of what you could model or create. All right, video home tours are really cool because they're showing you in action, and via video, people love video. And so you got a video home tour. Again, it's showing that evidence of success. That's why it's great to go out to your PCSY, especially if you have a really cool house. Like check out that one up there at the top with Casey. Wouldn't we want to see what's inside? I think most people just are curious and are going to click on it. Well, you broadcast this through Facebook Live into your PCSOI group if you have one. That would be an example. You could post it out on YouTube and mail it to a link, like the one on the bottom right is Facebook. The one on the top is out on YouTube. And these come from Mike Ferrante and Casey Marganow. The great examples, and thanks to them. And again, this came out of realg.tv library to give you some examples. All right, you got social media posts. Social media posts, you post out there on social media to your folks to get in front of your PCSOI. So we got Facebook page or group. And this is kind of cool, a client appreciation group, something you should consider. If you look at the top right there, that's Jen Burns. She has Jen's Client Appreciation Group, where she broadcasts out information and content and in a focused group just to her past clients, which is pretty smart, and some sphere. For instance, she has these holidays that she celebrates. You can see at the bottom, she's got Mardi Gras. She's down in Louisiana. And on the right, we've got St. Patty's Day, an example of that post that she made. Over on the far right, we have a just listed post that went out by April Stevens. And again, this was Jim Burns and April Stevens. Thank you so much. And it was shared from the realg.tv library. Then you got events and giveaways, one of the high-level ideas, and we'll just go through this real quick for now. We'll do more later. But right here, the invitation is what we're talking about, because we're talking about blasting out one-to-many, a mass marketing approach. And so the first event is a Love You a Latte. I love you, a little play on words, Love You a Latte program, and a coffee shop event, which is a very low budget, inexpensive event, but a lot of people enjoy it. You got the Pie Day giveaway, which again is probably the most popular event of all time. There's an example of that invitation over on the right. Lisa Hudson and Judy Jackson provided these to us. Thank you so much. And that was inside of realg.tv's library as well. Hopefully you're getting a lot of good ideas that you can see how this one-to-many concept works and how it can help you double your referrals. All right, so let's go into the Q&A, comments, and brainstorming. If you have questions, please type them into the comments section. If you have comments, ideas, let's mastermind. I want to hear your thoughts, plus and minus. And can you see how this strategy can double your referral closings? This idea of going out to your B category group with a blast out, a one-to-many mass marketing approach. All right, type your thoughts into the chat or comment section. And again, it can be on any referral issue. It could be on what we just talked about or anything else you have questions about on referrals, repeating referrals from your past clients and sphere of influence. While we're waiting for those comments to come in, I'll give you this real quick. Inside the mastermind, the referral mastermind, again, get in there if you're not in there. You can see this post. Here's a post that comes from Joel Gableman, and Joel has been in the business for 6 years. He says almost all of his business is referrals from sphere and past clients, as well as some open houses. His favorite generating ideas is to do a quarterly party. So he's doing 4 parties a year with raffles, okay, with giveaways. And by the way, I just want to point out, you got to be careful about what you call these things, raffles, giveaways, and so forth. Check with your state laws. Every state law is different about this idea of raffles, whether it's gambling or whether it's just a free giveaway. And typically you can't charge anybody, but take a look at your state laws. I'm not advising you legally, just check that out, okay? Make sure you're in compliance. Well, here we go. So he does the raffle. Everybody gets one drawing for one prize, but they can get additional drawings beyond themselves if they invite a friend or somebody they know that's thinking about buying or selling. In other words, if they give you a referral, they're going to get another ticket that goes in the raffle. All right, so what a great idea. Thank you, Joel. All right, let's go back up to our Q&A. And if you have comments, let's hear them. Let's talk to Kim. Kim, did we have any questions?
So if someone, say, has a list of 100 or 150 people and they wanted to do a Pie Day giveaway, what kind of a budget should they allow for that?
Okay, great. That's a good question. So we had a question come in and said, hey, if somebody has a PCSOI list of 100 to 150 people, what do you budget? Do you budget to give away 150 pies? And the answer is no. You won't know exactly what your numbers are until you actually do the event. But let me give you an example. I just talked to a gal. She has a large PCSOI. She has 1,000 people in her PCSOI, and she invited all of them. You know, you're scared, oh my gosh, everybody's going to say yes. She invited all of them for this upcoming Thanksgiving, and 70 have RSVP. Okay, so 7% of the list in that example. And that's probably going to be typical. You're probably going to get, 5, 10, maybe 20%. It's not going to be everybody. But I caution you not to not invite people because you're worried about the numbers. The pie costs $5, $10 if you do this right at, say, Costco. So it's a very, very low investment to make this thing happen. And the more people show up, it's a slightly more incremental cost. You've already got your time and your location. So I highly recommend you go out to everybody. It's the power of the invitation that is going to make people feel good. So get the invitations out there. Most people will decline. They won't be able to make it for whatever reason. And yet they feel good because you invited them into your inner circle. That's the power of events. So I recommend you go out to your entire list, but it's going to be a small group of people that actually accept. By the way, if you're worried about it, you can always limit it to the first 25 people who respond, something like that, if you want to limit the number of pies you give out. But I think you're going to be just fine if you go out to everyone. Not everyone's going to accept. It's just not going to happen. I've never heard of anyone say everybody on their list accepted. All right, next question.
What's the best way for them to learn about the Pie Day giveaway?
What is the best way to learn about the Pie Day giveaway? There's a lot of information out there. We've done a lot of free information out in success calls, for instance, talking to people about Pie Day events. If you just go through there and scan, you'll find people who've talked about Pie Day events. We have created information inside of realg.tv. You can see a couple people who have done their Pie Day events and explain them if you're a member of that. The other thing is we've created a package for you that you can just have a ready-made package to put in place. And it's called Pie Day Giveaway Event. And you can get that if you go to Mastermind Agent Academy. But again, I'm not trying to sell stuff. I'm just trying to give you the information if that's something that you want to do. All right, next.
So going back to Jen Burns, because she's amazing. So she has this client appreciation Facebook group. Does she also have another Facebook group like for her general PCSOI, or is everybody in her client appreciation? Is the client appreciation in addition, is my question.
So the question was, Jen Burns, we gave that great example of Jen because she's done this really well, right? She's sold, I think, 78 homes as a solo agent. Okay, so we're talking about someone who's kind of got this dialed, and the majority of it is from repeat and referral. And what Jen does is she puts together a Facebook group just for her past clients and sphere of influence. But it's her Jen, I showed you an example of that earlier, but it's the Jen appreciation group. And I think I called it Jen's appreciation group. I think it was something like that. Well, maybe we'll look in a minute. But the idea there is that you invite everybody in your PCSOI. Again, not everybody's going to show, but she gets a pretty good percentage. I think it's over half of her people are in there. And then what it does is it creates a nice medium for her to talk to folks. Because the difference between a group and a page is, if you're not aware of this, is different in how it broadcasts out. If you have people that just like your page, like you personally or your business page, then when you post something, only like 2% of the people or 3% of the people actually see it, and then you got to boost it to get it out to them. If, however, somebody's joined a group, that's told Facebook they want to know this information. And so Facebook, as far as I know, is getting it out to all those people, or at least the majority of them. And so it's almost a zero cost for you if you can get these folks to join your group. So Jen invites everybody in, and then she shares this information. It's free for her to create this group and talk to folks. She likes to do a lot of giveaways, a lot of low-cost giveaways where she has a lot of winners, and it's worked very well for her. Other questions that popped up?
That's it.
Okay, good. So hopefully that has helped with your ideas and stimulated some ideas on what to do with this PCSOI group and this idea of going out to one to many. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. If you like what you've heard here in the Referral Mastermind, go ahead and invite a friend. Tell them what we're doing, and see if they can benefit from these calls. If you think they can, invite them. And the best way to send them to us is tell them to go to referralmastermindcall.com. Go to referralmastermindcall.com. It's a webpage. They land there. They put in their name and email address, and they sign up. We redirect them into the mastermind, number one. Number two, then they go on an email list so that we can send them a notification to let them know when the mastermind calls are. And that's why that is the best source and place for them to start. All right. Let's do our quick wrap up. That was a lot of fun, and I hope that you enjoyed the call as much as I did. We will be here next time. The next mastermind call will be next Friday, same place, same time. So be sure to mark that in your calendar. And we're going to go over another concept of doubling your referral closings. In fact, I think we're going to go all the way up to level 3. We just talked about level 1 and 2. We're going to go to level 3. Pretty exciting. If you have additional questions about the program sponsor, the sponsor for today was the Referral Masters Group inside of eXp Realty. If you have questions about that, go back to the agent who invited you to this call, and they're going to be happy to answer your questions. All right, and if you want to talk to me personally, one-on-one, about helping to set up or improving your referral program, you can schedule a free Zoom call with me at freemastermindcall.com. That's freemastermindcall.com. Write that down. What we're going to do is basically you and I sit there and we chat about your business, and we see if we can think of some ideas that may push it forward as far as your referrals. All right. And so I hope that this has been helpful today. It's been a lot of fun and a pleasure to chat with you. And thank you so much for joining us. So keep moving forward. Bye.